It's a thing that people recognize that we don't. I'm sure some of us has gotten a comment, I like your art style. We think to ourselves, what art style? Our art style is our habits. From thick strokes to thin strokes, from bold colors to calm colors, from our subject matter to our message. Style is another cool way to say who we are. Let's talk about it. Now, our art style, it's what comes natural to us. It's something that simply happens without us really recognizing it. Now, I do believe that we can build this habit, we can build this and develop it. I think some people think that this style is something that cannot be developed and that people simply have it or they don't. And that's not the truth. I think that when it comes to our style, it's what we sometimes call accidents or mistakes. And it's almost as though we look at those as those mistakes or accidents, and we're trying to avoid those things to do something else. When I believe what we should be doing instead is looking more into those accidents or mistakes. Because those actually are the essence of who we are. When we look deeper into those things, we can see the patterns that we begin to make. Our style is also patterns. Take a look back at your art. Take a look back at a bunch of different art pieces that you've made, maybe even from years ago till today. Notice a common thread. Notice something that you continue to see. One, it could be your subject matter. Your subject matter can be the same thing. Now, if that's already evident and you think to yourself, well, I clearly see that, look deeper into something else. Let's see the kind of colors that you choose. Now, the colors that you choose, are they really bold colors? Are they more calm colors? Are they more muted? And look into those things and kind of see that habit that you have throughout. Now, this habit sometimes isn't necessarily intentional. It's very similar to, let's say, when someone is in sports and they're in basketball and they shoot a basketball a certain way. Let's say they make it every single time. You think to yourself, how are they shooting it like that and still making it? Or even better yet, how someone holds a pencil when they write. Look, I've seen some people hold pencils when they write, and I've questioned what is going on. Is everything all right? But at the same time, they're still able to write in a nice, readable way. It's something that we have done as kids. When we were kids, we would do certain things, and even myself, when I look at certain things and subject matters and things that I drew as a kid, I kind of focus on those things more now, and that's something that I intend to do is to help build upon those habits. I'll look at things that I've done in the past to help hone more in on those. What that does is it kind of gives us more space and intentional time when doing things. It makes it more intentional rather than exploring a bunch of different things simply to find out you like none of those things. Look back at stuff that we've done, and then the patterns that we're consistently seeing, aim to develop those habits. Now, habits can be built. I think that if you see a certain art style that you like, I think you can build those habits of taking certain elements from that art style and developing those. Therefore, if you don't see something in the art that you currently make, you can take elements from different styles of art and add that to your library. And then I think that when artists hear someone say, I like your art style, and we think to ourselves, what art style? And sometimes it's kind of clear that our art has this consistent elements. I think that the reason why artists may not think that we have an art style, at least for me, is because I'm constantly thinking of ways to improve it. Therefore, when I see things that I want to add to it, I'll learn those ideas and begin to add those to what I'm currently doing. And therefore, the style is developing. I don't want to get caught or stuck in the mindset of doing one thing. And I think that's good too, is that if you are doing something consistently and you're doing it for a while, let's say you're doing a certain style for a while and it's just easy to you at this point, it's very simple, I think it's good to switch it up. I think it's good to learn some different things, something to add to it, add some things to it. I think because that begins to die down. I think you simply have to adapt too. It's very similar to music. I heard this a few years back. Someone said that Ludacris fell off. And I was just shocked. And if you aren't familiar with who Ludacris is, he is a music artist and he used to rap a lot more. And now you've probably seen him in the Fast and Furious movies. He also acts and also hosts Fear Factor and other TV stuff. And they said he fell off because he began to make TV related things and movies. And I'm thinking to myself, he didn't fall off. For one, he's still famous. So he didn't fall off anything. And on top of that, one of the reasons why I believe he doesn't make music and albums like that anymore is because the sound has changed. Therefore, us as artists, I think we need to realize that times change and that we can't stay in one style forever. We can still carry the essence of that style over to our next journey. What I mean by that is we can continue to develop our style. Now, this doesn't mean stop art completely and go do something completely different. You can if you want to. Absolutely can. I'm simply saying to continue to develop our style and look for ways to improve it. Now you may be thinking, what's a way that I can develop this habit? What's one way I can build this habit or recognize my style? One of the things I like to do is I like to shorten the time it takes me to make something. I'll shorten the time it takes me to draw or paint something. Then when I do that, I'm able to see the natural things that I lean towards. And you can see that at the end. Sometimes you won't think about it in the moment as you're doing it because you're simply trying to get the message across of what you're making in that time frame. And then you'll notice it at the end. And I think if you continue to do that, you'll begin to see more of those patterns. You can recognize those much more. Therefore, let's say you put a time limit on what you're drawing. You can sketch something really quick, maybe gesture drawing. You can see certain patterns throughout that. You can see certain things that you continuously do throughout that. So one way to help recognize your habits and let's say that style is to shorten the time frame it takes you to make something. Let's say you take 2 hours to make a painting. I want you to take that same or similar subject and try to make that painting in 30 to 10 minutes or even an hour. It takes you 2 hours, shorten it to 1 hour. That way you can begin to see the things that you do consistently. In art style, in your habits, I don't have that fully figured out myself. I simply want to dive deeper into the thought process of what I thought about it. And that's what this video is really. It's really me talking about it and kind of breaking down the thought process, the fact that our style as our habits. When I heard this from someone, I thought to myself, wow, that is so true. It simply rang true. Therefore, I wanted to share that and share my thoughts on it. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching me draw this. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time.